B.E.A.T, 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 B.E.A.T,
Welcome to another segment of Real Talk South. I'm your host, Donna Brown, sitting in for Gina Hunt. Back in October, there was a segment that I was a part of that focused on domestic violence. Nearly 20 people per minute are being physically abused by an intimate partner. This equates to approximately 10 million people, men and women per year. I have on my today's show Shernice Gatewood, who is with the CEO and founder of R.E.A.L Phenomenal Women, also known as W.A.P.W. Welcome, Shernice. Welcome to Real Talk South.
Thank you so much. I would like to say Happy Women's Day, even though Women's Day is not, thank you, it's not just one day, it's every day for us.
Every day,
you know?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and let's go.
I'm so honored to have you on.
Yes.
Being a survivor myself, I know how domestic violence is just so hidden these days. Women don't want to come out and speak about it. What does W.A.P.W stand for?
Well, W.P.W stands for We Are Phenomenal Women.
And how did you come up with this name?
Well, first of all, I came up with the name because I was reading a poem with Maya Angelou, and her poem was Phenomenal Woman. So Phenomenal Woman, once I read her poem and looked it up, what Phenomenal Woman meant, I was like, you know what, that's me, that's us. You know, we're unique, we're different, we caterers, we take care of so many things and people, so why not come up with an organization called We Are Phenomenal Women? And I went through domestic violence, so I put it two together, domestic violence, and We Are Phenomenal Women, and that's how I became a 501c3 holder.
So, just give me a little history on the birth of your organization. How did you come into existence? What triggered you to start such an organization that way?
Right.
What triggered you to become an advocate for domestic violence?
Well, it's so funny because back in college, I was doing a lot of domestic violence. I had to write pages, the 10-page paper and whatever have you. So I was always doing something with domestic violence. So years passed. I'm no longer a victim, because I was a victim of domestic violence.
Really?
So now I'm a survivor of it.
Yes.
So I wanted to do something with bullying for the kids. And I was like, you know what? That wasn't me. I don't know if for some reason I couldn't get no further than just say I want to start something with bullying. I couldn't get no further.
Right.
Till one night I went to bed, I woke up, and I was like, why am I going to bully when I can speak on domestic violence?
Do you believe that bullying, domestic violence starts at the bullying stage?
Right, yes. That is, most of the children that become a bully witness domestic violence in the household.
Right.
So you actually birthed your bully, your child as a bully, So, not all the time, because some children might not want to be a bully, but they just be shy and timid. And, the other children be a bully, they see them and bully them. So it's a double standard when it comes to that.
Traumatic experiences that a child may have experienced in their house, seeing their mother beaten by the father.
Exactly.
They become bullies.
That's right.
They do. You're right on spot. They do become bullies, and it does take them, they begin to transfer this onto other people.
Exactly.
And what is the primary goal for your organization? What's your mission?
Our main mission is to get around and educate our people about domestic violence. We give them the signs of domestic violence. We talk about our stories about domestic violence.
Right. Why do you think people are so hidden and so embarrassed?
Well, some people, like myself, I'm going to speak on me, I was ashamed. I was so scared. I didn't even want to tell nobody. It was one person I did tell. That was one of my favorite, best cousins in the world. And she always spoke to me. And she always told me that I did not deserve it. But sometimes a woman don't want to speak on it because at the beginning, this man seemed like, or this woman, because it goes both ways. They become this very nice person to everybody.
Right.
So when I go out and say, this person hit me, most of the time, other people might not believe it. So once that one person say, yeah, right, it already shuts that individual down.
Right.
And they don't want to go no further with it because they feel like if you said it, and you're my friend or you my mother, whoever they go to, the closest person they could speak to, and that person say, yeah, right, that automatically shuts somebody down.
Shuts them down.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. When did you realize this was your calling in life?
Wow.
To help these women, to assist these women at getting back to themselves and talking about what they've been through, their experiences. When did you realize this was your calling?
You know, once again, like I said, when I went to bed and I woke up, and that's my thing. Once you go to bed with something on your mind and you wake up the next day and it's still on your mind, it was like, that was it. That was it. And once again, I went through it, so I know how to feel. And with the organization, we want to educate people. We want to talk to people. We want to spread the word of domestic violence because if you don't know, then you can't afford the person.
What do you feel like some of the signs are, you know, when someone is, and most people don't know what the signs are of domestic violence. What do you feel like are some of the signs that a person can possibly be being abused? What are some of the signs?
Well, do you mean at the beginning?
At the beginning.
Right. So the number one thing that I do talk about is the jealousy.
Yes.
Sometimes, as natural human beings, we are jealous.
Right.
Some of us. But then you have this extra jealousy thing going on. So if I'm on the phone and I'm at work and my fiance calls me, he's like, who's on the background? That's my coworker. Why even are you? Oh, whoa, wait. And then you call back constantly. And then when you texting. Where you going? Where you at? What you doing?
Like stalking, isn't it?
Right.
It's pretty much a stalking.
I never knew that stalking was a part of domestic violence. Now that I know it, because I educated myself on it, I went to classes and so on and so on, and we go out and we speak about it. But yeah, jealousy is one of the main things. For example, you might wear something that you're wearing. Your pants might be a little tight.
Right.
Person, whoever you're dealing with, take that off. That don't look right.
Controlling.
You know, that controlled situation going on. Start telling you, take that off. That don't look nice. Don't wear no makeup. Don't look your hair. So after a while, you're not knowing you're about to get into a whole another level in a relationship.
Right.
And it's so scary, but
most don't start out as being abusers. It's kind of crept in. It's over a period of time. You know, you get the nice face and the loving, intimate partner, and it just kind of changes somewhere along the way. Are you to outstretch beyond the community of Harlem? Are you going to like another borough, Bronx, or Queens?
Of course. Yes. So on the grace of goodness, wherever somebody call me, they need us to come out, me and my team is rolling out and we out there. Most of my work is in Harlem, but a church wanted us to come out to Queens, and we went out to Queens. I'm actually about to be, in the next couple of weeks, a Bronx shelter. We're going to be out there. We're going to speak about domestic violence as well. So wherever someone needs us, we are Phenomenal Women. Is there. We could go to Jersey. I have a car, so I'm out, you know. I'm out. So whoever that I could be able to take with us, you know, more than welcome. Come on in. We you know, go out there together as a team.
Great. That is a good news to hear. I'm glad that people are actually watching this broadcast because there may be someone out there who needs your help, who needs to be uplifted and empowered, which is what you do. Describe a little bit about what your organization does for victims and survivors of domestic violence. Well, a little bit about what you do.
We definitely give out phone numbers. We also reach out to other organizations as well. We also linked up with Family Justice Center. We also are linked up with 32 Precinct, 135th Street Police Station. We also have some numbers with Safe Horizon.
Right.
So the Family Justice Center, we definitely have some hookups with them. They do a whole lot of stuff, housing, help you with attorney. They don't really house you into an apartment at the time, but they will help you in the
kind of get into
right.
like a safe haven.
Right. So
that's shelter.
Exactly.
Give you shelter of some sort.
You can go straight to PATH. If you ever want to leave your relationship, you could go straight into PATH. You don't necessarily have to go into a DV relationship shelter, but there is PATH, which is on 157th Street in the Bronx. You can always go there, and especially when you're serious about leaving your domestic violence partner, relationship.
Looking at some of the statistics on domestic violence, it's primarily 90% women.
Right.
Would you say you're seeing a rise in male domestic violence? Or, are there men who are being abused as well? Because, statistics show 90% of women are the victims of this atrocity. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
It's so funny because my main goal was to help women. But when I started doing a lot of events, which is one of our purple events,
right,
that everything is purple, the T-shirts, us, we wearing something purple, and I noticed a lot of guys start speaking up as well.
Wow.
What we do is very comfortable. We're more like family.
Right.
We hug each other. We give the love. And I also did something for Valentine's Day, pre-Valentine's Day event last year, and there was a bouncer that actually stood up and said he was being abused. It was so many different men there that actually spoke up, and I was like, wow. From there, I knew I was doing something right,
I know that most people equate domestic violence with the physical, the hitting.
Mm-hmm.
What are the various types of domestic violence have you seen in some of the clients or members of yours? Is it basically physical? Is it emotional?
Well, it's definitely physical, definitely.
Yeah.
But the mental part is still always going to be there.
Right.
Sometimes when somebody raised their hand, this way I flinch.
Right.
Because it's still in me in some kind of way. Yeah. So the physical aspect, yes, is still there, but that mental part is, it seems like, I don't know, for some reason you can't shake that for some reason.
Right. A lot of it goes down to you get post-traumatic stress disorder. There's the depression piece that goes along with it. There's so much residual that comes in with abuse that, sometimes you definitely do need someone to help you combat it.
Of course.
Looking at statistics, do you say you're seeing an increase in DV coming into your organization now? Do you see an increase of domestic violence?
I can't say it was an increase. I would love to say yes. It's just that we haven't reached everybody yet, So the people I do know and the people I do see on Facebook, I'm like, hey, let's get together. Let's have a one-on-one or let's have an event. And yes, I'm going to say some people do come out, but some people still hiding.
They're still
like, but they do call me on the sideline, and I would say they will talk about it, and they would just say that was a very good event. The group was good. Every Saturday at Pillars at 289 West 125th Street, I do workshops every Saturday from 12 to 1:30, and
what do these workshops entail?
Well, we do the breakdown. We talk about emotional abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, or domestic violence, period. And then we also watch videos as well. Because sometimes you can just hear somebody constantly talking, but to watch a video, is something. That's when it started making you think. So last week, we had a good workshop with somebody, the young lady broke down, she cried so much, and we just hugged her, and we just supported her, and that's what it's all about, support. So,
So we've addressed that. The women that come into your organization, most have been abused, or are they out of the abuse, or do you have any that are still in that abusive situation, in that relationship looking for a way out, coming through your organization looking for a way out?
Well, all of us have been, my whole team, besides maybe one or two, have gone through domestic violence, either domestic violence itself or sexual abuse, because I don't know why they separate, but it's still the same thing,
Absolutely.
But there's some of us that have gone through it, and I have a few ladies that's still in it right now today. And one thing we do is just help her as much as we can. We give her phone numbers, because at the end of the day, when you start to stand up and stand firm, and you say, I'm done with this, you have numbers, you have people to go to, you have support groups.
And there is power in numbers.
Right, exactly. So with that being said, we don't talk down to nobody, we don't tell nobody, hurry up and get out of that, because we've gone through it.
Right.
It's going to take a while.
I absolutely agree with you.
It's going to take a while.
As a survivor, I absolutely agree with you.
Yes.
As an agent in the fight against domestic violence, how do you believe that education and awareness is key in trying to combat this? That we'll never eradicate it because it's so here.
Exactly.
But why is education and awareness the key to helping victims and getting domestic violence, the word on it out there? Because to me, it's just something that's so hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Women don't come out and invitingly talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
They would stay in their houses, and they'll be beaten. Like you said, there's embarrassment, there's shame, there's fear. How do you believe education and awareness is key to combat this thing?
Well, I'm going to say educating our sisters, our brothers.
Yeah.
Is yes, it is key, because why? If you don't know that I've gone through it,
right,
how can I go to you and say, I've been through this, help me? How did you get out of it?
Right.
Have
to have a testimony.
I'm telling you.
There's a testimony.
I'm telling you, I don't care if it's on Facebook, I don't care if it's us having workshops. At the end of the day, we want to spread the word and let other people know you could come out of this. Look at us.
Absolutely.
Look where we're at.
Absolutely.
So by me educating myself, and we help educating other people, this is how you can start getting people to say, listen, there's organizations, there's shelters, there's so many things going on. So yes, we can definitely get that going.
And how do you make them aware of a situation that they may not know that they're in? How do you make them aware? They may be in an emotionally abusive situation, but they're not aware of it. Do you discuss pinpoints and bullet points on what domestic violence is, what it looks like, like you said, how what is being done to you?
It's so funny because there was a gentleman that was actually he attends some of the workshops as well, and sometimes you don't know that you're in domestic violence, especially the men. The gentleman, he stood up and he said that he was on parole, and the young lady would constantly use, well, if you do this, I'm going to call the cops. And that is verbally abusing you. I'm telling you.
It's absolute worst.
Once again, verbal, physical, mental. Once we break all this stuff down and let you see what it looked like and hearing our stories, you're like, wow, I was actually in that? Yes. Or I'm actually in it now?
Actually in it now.
Right. So now, once you realize that you are in it now, what is our steps? Because there's baby steps in this.
Absolutely, baby steps. It's not something that's overnight.
No, because that fear got you so hard.
Not even to get out of it. Right. It's not an overnight process. Me being a 10-year survivor of DV, it's not an easy process. There's, like I mentioned, there's residual that goes along with it. And even after you come out of it, there's still residual.
Right.
It takes time for you to heal yourself.
Yes. It's true.
How's your membership base? Your membership base is coming up now?
Yes. So we just had a membership drive, and we just got a few new members, which I'm very, very happy about, because those members, we was able to meet last week, and one of our members, she shared her story. So on my membership application, I have what part of the committee you want to be a part of. Do you want to be a speaker? You want to be a part of the fundraiser? Or you just want to be a cleanup crew, whatever. But overall, is a part of something. Being a part of something.
Your members are actually hands-on involved in your organization.
Yes.
What type of, you talked about, do they conduct any of your workshops? Do they help you with any other tasks within your organization?
Of course. I always want to know what everybody can bring to the table. So if someone can conduct the workshop, let me sit down. Let me sit down. I would love for you to be a part of it. You come out, you conduct the workshop, you bring us paperwork, you plug us in with an organization, you pray with us. Everybody's a part of something when it comes down to we are phenomenal women, because it is we are phenomenal women. It's not I am phenomenal women.
So I hear you just had an event for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that? What was going on for Valentine's Day?
Okay, so what we do is we have a pre-Valentine's Day event. This was actually our second one.
Right.
And all the members wore something red. And we had some beautiful models. Ashley Stewart sponsored the clothing.
Are any of these models?
Yes, they are. Yes, and before you become a model, you have to give me your story. Okay. I would have to know if you were in a domestic violence relationship.
Right.
And Ashley Stewart, like I said, they sponsored the clothing.
Really nice.
Yes, I was so happy. Then also we had I think she wrote a book, and we had somebody came out and talked about her book, told her story as well, what made her write her book, which is called Why I'm a Statistic. Great book. I read it in one night. It was awesome. Then we had some singers, some R&B singers. I think we had Shabazz from Intro. It's a group, an old school group. And he got up there, he sung, and them older ladies, them senior ladies was all over the place. It was so nice. The reason why I had this pre-Valentine's Day event is because sometimes we get caught up. We get caught up with the candy, the balloons, the money, the good love. And then next thing you know, somewhere down the line, we got ourselves caught up with another domestic violence relationship.
Very nice. Are you looking to host another event anytime soon?
Yes. We usually have a pre-Valentine's Day, which is February. Then we have something which is an all-white party, and that is basically for everybody that was a part of our journey that whole year. In the middle of the year, we have a big all-white event, and we don't talk about domestic violence. We just have a good time. Yes, doing all the work, and crying together, hugs. But we do also have the big October event, which is the Purple Event. This year will be my third one.
Amen to that.
Yes, thank you.
Amen to that. I am so proud of the work that you're doing
so
with domestic violence. I am actually a member of W.A.P.W.
I was waiting for her to say it, y'all.
I am actually a member of W.A.P.W. I came in as a makeup artist. Anybody who's been on the other segment knows that I hold Neutrogen, which I do domestic violence makeup artistry for women who have been through domestic violence through empowerment. So I connected with Shernice, and was on this fundraiser with her, and it was such a pleasure to paint such beautiful women and give them upliftment and encouragement. You're also connected to how many? Are you connected to any other organizations, DV organizations?
Well, the only one, like I said, we're trying to get in with Safer Rising.
Right.
But I do have a couple of numbers with them, so if there's anybody who need any assistance, I could call up this young lady, and she will direct me from there. Also, like I said, Family Justice Center, the mayor's office. I have done a couple of classes with them. So yes, we're getting there.
Wow, this is a beautiful thing. I am so honored to host you here.
Thank you.
And it's such a pleasure talking to somebody who knows about domestic violence, because it is a serious thing. Did you watch on the news today the gentleman that the marshals caught in New York who strangled his girlfriend, and when they caught him, he was actually wanted in Washington for killing the other girlfriend.
Oh, Lord.
They just brought him in today. So, kudos to the Marshals Department,
Right.
because there's so many people out here who are suffering in silence.
Yes.
I believe they're suffering in silence. And if you need a hand up and some encouragement, we direct you to W.A.P.W, which is a wonderful organization that women come to get upliftment and get some awareness and education on domestic violence, on the signs to look for in domestic violence. Let our viewers know how they can reach you, or how are you online, or do you have a website? Yes. Are you on Facebook, Instagram?
Yes. So We Are Phenomenal Women have an organized the website called wearephenomenalwomen.com, and I also have my personal pages, which is Gatewood Shernice. You can also reach me at 917-459-6157. And once you come in, you'll meet the team, and the whole team will give you their cards, and you can reach them if you can't reach me.
And the team is very, I have to tell you that this team is amazing. They're very receptive.
Yes.
And they are very warming to their members coming in.
Yes. We have to. Yes.
Thank you so much, Shernice.
Thank you.
I'm going to thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Real Talk Self. It has been a pleasure. And I am so glad to be a part of your organization.
Thank you.
W.A.P.W, we are phenomenal women.
Amen. Amen. See, that's what we do.
God, beautiful.
Thank you.
I love you. Come on.